Perhaps because they recognize GAM as a more topside focused team, they don't expect that bot level play. But we saw yesterday that Artemis and Elio, they're a bot lane that likes to scrap. They are not afraid to get in your face, and they will challenge you in the 2 versus 2. So from Emo, they do not want this Talia to be roaming bot, but Levi has snuck his way in, and here comes the dive.
Yeah, has not been spotted. IU does have his cleanse. We'll see how they're going to try to pull this off. They will be looking for IU. There's the aggro pulled by Elio. They're on to IU, and IU is knocked down for first blood. Artemis the one to grab it, but Toots is on the roam here. Toots coming down, does have his ultimate available, so I think they're going to look for more. Levi has got to try to intercept this charm if he can do it. Flash comes out from Elio. Turning the damage around is Levi. Emo making his way down here. The charm does not land from Toots.
To track Emo on his roams, but when it comes to Levi, he's still able to find these angles.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It is problematic, and Levi is going to be spotted by that pink ward. Will clear out a couple here, though, as a fight breaks out on the bot side. IU going to get hit by the feather pull. He's getting incredibly low here, and they're going to go for the kill, and it's a 2v2. Straight up kill. In comes Levi just to put the exclamation point on it. He saw Tatu coming, and he wanted to make sure he was there to cover.
From count that we saw yesterday in Games 1 and Games 2, they were able to find these advantages, but Tatu wants to try and contest this dragon. I don't think they can do this.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to get in there. Levi has the Q Smite charged. Those were the early games against BLG, so kept it close. Toots looking for the charm. Levi's able to avoid it. In comes the ultimate from Tatu. He flashes in on Artemis. Artemis does not have an ultimate of his own, but he's going to get him with the feather pull. Roots him up, trying to cut him out. Flashes to safety, but he's going to be shut down there by Toots, and now Emo's in trouble as well. They claim the feat of warfare, but it is a couple kills grabbed back by Furia on the exit as they take down Emo and Artemis.
That situation, so Furia pick up 2 kills.
Yeah, at the very least, Levi able to throw a spear over the wall, gets Tatu down with that common spear, so they were able to finish off that kill. And we're back to live, and Gam gets all 3 of those grubs. As Toots is down here, no one's really in the area to cover, so Kiaya might just have to ult the next wave, but even with that wave going to be taken down, I don't know if he's going to be able to survive here. Tatu is basing, but they do cancel it. They're going to go for it. Toots is looking. They're going to be able to go in with the ulti. I don't even know if it was even needed, but they get an easy kill in the 3v1.
Have full information of this. They will spot him moving into the wave. Let's see if Gam can find a way to punish this. Keep your eyes on the minimap. Emo moving into the topside river. The Talia looking to try and contest.
Levi's coming as well, and Levi does have the ultimate up and available, so they're going to try to bait, and in they go. The engage comes in, so does the teleport. Here comes Levi. Levi arriving. They're focusing down Tatu, but he has the ultimate up and available, and IU's trying to cut it out on the other side. Gigo has arrived as well, and it's looking like it's a good fight for Furia. Toots is on his way. Furia trying to just buy time for the Ahri to arrive, as Levi's trying to take down Tatu. Tatu does fall. Gigo goes in with a Justice Punch, connecting in onto Levi. IU trying to knock him down. Jojo doesn't land the stun, but it doesn't even matter because Toots is here and he is on a killing spree. Levi trying to actually base in the brush, is going to get spotted, does land the stun. Does he have his E up and available? Doesn't look like it. And Toots has the ultimate back now, forces the flash out of Emo, gets the kill onto Levi. A lot of the advantage here for Furia is all on this Ahri. The Smolder very far behind at this point, and is going to struggle potentially in these fights. Toots, though, looking for a fight here on the top side. Gets an easy solo onto Emo.
He quickly rotates towards mid. Looks like that his main goal is I want to be there for the team to help secure this dragon, but once they realize that Gam is in no position to contest, he moves back towards the top side of the map. Easy objective pickup for Furia.
Massive Ahri, who is going to be problematic, but it's Gam right back to the objectives, looking for the feats of strength here once more. Going to be trying to finish off this Herald, but Tatu and Jojo are in the area. You can see Gigo quickly running up the river, trying to get here. It's going to be smote down by Levi, and now they're focusing down on Tatu. Tatu is going to get burst out immediately, as Furia tried to fight this, but they were kind of just too late, and now Kiaya is looking here. The equalizer is going to land right down onto Toots. He's got to get out of there. He's got to protect that bounty. Jojo, though, in a lot of trouble, and Kiaya coming in from behind. The rest of the team all is here from Gam, and it's a 5v1. Toots has got nowhere to go. Can he even get one back onto Kiaya? He cannot. As Furia overforce at the Herald, they lose the fight, they lose the feats, they lose the Herald, they lose the tower. That is a disaster.
An ambitious contest from Furia as they tried to fight this Herald when they just didn't have the numbers. Gam recognizing the positioning mistake, very quick to punish, collapsing onto Tatu, converting it into a multitude of kills, a huge advantage, and look at how the gold swings. Just short of 3K is, ooh, Furia looking to fight back.
Yeah, Gigo teleporting in. They're going to try to go for a long chase here. Has Gam overstayed? Elio is the target for now, going to get hit by the Justice Punch. In goes Levi. Is going to be a triple taunt there from Gigo, but Artemis is hitting back here. He cleansed out of the taunt. Now another teleport is coming through. Ari does not have her ultimate, and Emo is arriving. Will they be able to actually exfiltrate here as Emo trying to dodge out on the charm, but he's going to be connected on. He's going to be knocked down immediately. In comes Ayu. The first kill of the fight goes the way of Furia, and now they have numbers. In comes Gigo. Down goes Artemis. It's a shutdown for Toots. The charm flash will not connect onto Elio, but they will get the 2 kills. Gam overstays their welcome on the top side, and Furia makes sure that they know it. At least have a couple items here now through. You can see Vietnam versus Brazil very close internationally. You touched on it earlier. It is 2-2 as far as series wins as Kiaya and Levi looking for Gigo. The flash forward comes in there from Levi. Nowhere to go with the Justice Punch. Levi grabs another kill. It is a bloodbath that he is 10-10 at 18 minutes.
Where else in favor of Gam?
Absolutely. Ayu, though, does now have his Infinity Edge completed, so he's got the Essence Reaver IE. He's not going for more of the kind of like spellcastery thing where people sometimes go Essence Reaver Shojin or Essence Reaver Rapid Fire Shojin. This build does so much damage, but you are very squishy, especially once you get to the Rapid Fire as your third item. That's what I am expecting. The Q poke becomes really difficult to deal with. It really can force engages from your opponents.
And with that mid control they have, they'll convert it into another dragon. Furia deciding to give this one away, as they know that they're not in the best position to fight right now. But as long as they continue to play around Toots, he is their main win condition.
Already on it here. Artemis has to be careful. He's not taking damage from that needlessly, as Furia are wrapping around. They will be spotted now as they walk by the Baron Pip. This is getting incredibly low, and Emo's just going to try to block off Tatu. Tatu does have his flash, though. He's just going to walk around. It didn't quite actually pincer him, and now it's Furia on the Otacon here, and it's Jojo just buying time. Furia takes it, and in comes the Galio ultimate. From the top ring comes Gigo, smashing down with that Justice Punch. In goes Levi, though, does get a double kill, as it's actually Gam winning the fight, even though they lose the Otacon. Can they chase for more? Gam are just not really in position for this anymore. It feels like they're going to be having to give it up whether they want to or not. They kind of gave control over the river. It's getting very low. In goes Emo, though, with the Weaver's Wall. And in comes Levi from the top. Can't actually get into any of the carries. It's a great engage from Jojo. The Galio ultimate going to get interrupted, unfortunately, though, and Galio is going to get knocked down. Tatu trying to run. Levi and Artemis piling through, knocking them down. Gam again win the fight. They lost the position around the objective, but it didn't matter because they crushed them as they're trying to take it.
They've taken out the jungler, so that means that Baron might be an option. Levi, very healthy. Ayu, he's overextended in mid.
Ayu could be in trouble, does have his summoners, might have to use it. Clean's going to be forced there as he will kite back, does have the 225. Charm Flash connects. Do they get Levi? They do, but Artemis looking to punish, gets the first kill. Is he going to be able to chase down and take out Ayu? The feathers fly, and it forces the flash there from Ayu. Gigo goes for the ultimate, immediately gets charmed up by Elio on the other side, couldn't even get it, and now it's going to be another engage here, and it's going to be a quick kill for Kiaya as they knock down Jojo. Is started here, and Emo's on a pretty good position here from the Talia, looking to try to section them off with the Weaver's Wall. This time the Weaver's Wall will come in between. Tatu cannot get in. The Baron going to be secured here by Gam. It's actually claimed by Artemis.
Okay, well, my concern for Gam is that they've committed a lot of resources just to defend this mid tower. I think this late into the game, you can afford to lose it, but they really don't want to. And in fact, Gam are looking for a fight.
Looking, he's going to flash forward. He's right in onto Toots. Here comes the Galio ultimate. They're trying to turn it around. Furia firing through, and they're going to grab the first kill. This time, Tatu takes down Elio. As Artemis is in trouble, the feathers fly. Can he actually get back? The feather pull not stopping much. Artemis forced to flash out of there as Emo now arrives.
Mid. Remember that they still have double TP. They also have Emo's ulti. I love to see
Levi going in on a Gigo, though. Nice. Shielded Rand's going to be able to block that up. We can see that Tatu goes in. Tatu's going to be rooted up, and it's CC'd up, and in comes Emo with the Weaver's Wall, sectioning off the team. Levi trying to finish one off. Jojo does fall. Toot's going to be in trouble now as Kiaya is going to have to go to the stasis. Tatu is running. Levi trying to chase after, and 1v2 the top side here from Furia, but he is put low and will have to retrieve back. Toots now looking. Nice dodge out there from Elio on the charm. Does avoid it and keeps himself alive. Gam get one kill and gain themselves access to this dragon. This game is just bloody back and forth fighting over and over again.
Around the top lane in the fog of war, Toots Okay, he's going to safely secure that objective.
Oh, in comes Emo, going to section them off. They're going to look for the engage, and they're into the back line already. And it's IU down incredibly low. It's IU getting killed off to start the fight. But on the other side, Artemis is in trouble. Gigo shuts him down. Kiaya trying to get the work done as Levi's going for Toots. He can't finish him off. Toots barely survives. And now we're into a 3v4. Gam looking for more. Trying to get the flick back. They do land the flick back onto Gigo. He's incredibly low. He's running for the hills here, but Tatu is there to save him. Gigo and Toots limp out of the fight with such low health bars.
Clearing camps while Tatu close to taking over level 17.
They go. They're looking for IU. They want to try to get their eyes on him, but the flick does not connect. In goes Elio to try to finish him off, but they don't have the damage until just now. They get the kill, but in comes Toots. He's trying to turn around. Artemis, though, still firing, still standing. Kiaya flashing in with the overheat, trying to take down Tatu. Artemis is trying to get enraged, but he just can't finish him off until just now, as it's a double grab by Kiaya. They want Gigo as well. He's going to go into the stasis. Kiaya tanking up the tower as the Feather Pill will kill another. Gam win the fight. They take down 4. It's only Toots alive.
Just disappearing in an instant as we saw an insane engage come through from Levi.
They are overheating and they are bursting this one down. It is already down well below half. Jojo is on the way, but it's going to be too little. It's going to be too late, very likely. He goes and he steals it. You're kidding me. Toots refuses to lose. The Ari makes the play.
Still hasn't quite worn off. This is going to be an easy tower secured. Levi split pushing in the top lane. Gonna push that one out, needs to recall. Does Furia pick up another objective? I mean, this has to come down to an Elder, I guess, at this point. I thought that the last fight was going to be the determining factor, but we go again.
We go again, and we'll see, though. I mean, if Furia can pull off a dive here, this could be a game-ending push. They do force the flash there out of Emo. Remember, he already used the Seeker's Arm Guard, so he doesn't have that. Now he has no flash. Emo is going to be incredibly vulnerable here. Oh, he revealed. He got greedy for the wave, and now we'll see if he can actually get out in time. Levi's going in with the ultimate immediately. He's going to be stunned up. Toots may make the big play earlier, but this time he is probably going to be punished. He's trying to run out. Everyone from Gamma is coming, but the rest of Furia is actually pushing mid lane right now. He's going to run into Kiaya. Does land the charm. Toots trying to make something happen, but it's just going to be a bit of time bought. Elder's not one you want to try to fight for after the objective goes down, though. It is going to be terrifying if that does happen. Gam, though, trying to move in here. Levi's just going to send it. They're looking for IU. He flashes in. The cleanse comes out. IU trying to cut out. Elio flashing in. In comes the Galio ultimate to try to peel. IU is still alive. IU pops the ultimate, and he is firing, trying to turn the fight around, but IU in so much trouble. Down to 5% HP, looking for damage over the wall. No one can actually knock him down, but the rest of Furia is falling. Kiaya goes godlike. And you can say that again, the Rumble making the difference in these team fights. Gam takes the fight, and unfortunately for IU, he is basing on a ward. He's gonna get knocked down as well. They grab the Elder, they grab the kills, and the respawn timers are so long.
Gam make magic happen once again. Levi throws everything and the kitchen sink at this baby dragon, and he says that you will not survive this fight. Miraculously, IU does, but he was removed, which meant that he couldn't dish out the damage, he couldn't contribute, and Artemis was left free to dish out the damage needed with Kiaya at his side. They've broken the base, they're setting their sights on the Nexus.
They have to find a way to actually kill these minions off, but I don't know if Gam's gonna allow them to do it. It's up to Toots and it's up to Tatu. Toots trying to kite for his life here, but Tatu's down incredibly low, and he's gonna get burst down by the Elder. Toots cannot make it happen here. Jojo respawns, but that's not gonna matter. Kiaya goes golden just to flex on him on the Nexus. It's gonna be Gam and an absolute banger. 45 minutes in, 30 kills to their name. They take game number 1.
Dealing on a crucial target, and then someone can either finish it off, or you are doing that damage to finish someone off.
The crucial target part is the thing that my teammates are missing. They usually just kind of shoot their combo out these 1v1s, but Tatu, early dragon here, going to be grabbed up by Furia. Looks like Levi, of course, is on that top side, not going to be contesting this whatsoever.
Good awareness, that one ward you'll see on the top side. Spotting him out gives them all the information that they need to secure this objective. Looks like we're not going to see a swap come through from Gam, but we will from Furia.
Oh, they're going to look for the dive. They actually connect, and the needlework did tag him as well. Levi did interrupt that. Gigo trying to be supported here by JoJo, and in comes Ayu as well. Levi's got to flash out, and Levi, does he have the ball breaker? Gets over the wall, but the Zenith Blade follows, and Ayu is there. Flash to follow. The Ignite is ticking. Ayu wants this first blood, and he's going to get it. We're going to move their bot lane towards mid, have the duo there, send Emo down towards bot, and they are going to look for a pick now. Tatu could be in some trouble. Pops the Cyclone, uses the clone to try to build some space as he's kiting back towards JoJo and Ayu, and in comes Toots. Levi's on the wrong side of town here. The Jin gonna open up to try to assist him, but there's nowhere for Levi to go. He can delay, but I'm not even sure that's beneficial for him as Gigo is just pushing through bot lane. Eventually, Tatu is gonna grab the kill. Might even be another plate going the way of Gigo as Furia looking very strong. Have a fight. Ayu, though, split quite a bit from the team. As you can see, Gigo had a great day one. The hook now from Elio coming in here onto JoJo. JoJo looking for the engage. The ultimate does not connect onto Emo. Levi dueling against Ayu on the top side, but he's losing out on that one. Levi's going to be knocked down. Cam try to force their hand, but it's not a good fight for them. They lose Kiaya and Levi.
Things are just quickly falling apart for Gam. A lot of the fights that they're trying to take just don't make any sense, and Furia is more than happy to punish them.
But Ayu is able to just bounce back over the wall. He uses the flash as well.
So nice advantage gained. Getting the flash out from the enemy AD carry is always a nice thing to have. Means that any repeat plays means that he's very susceptible. Kiaya now facing Gigo once again means that he's back in the matchup that he was winning earlier on. What I can tell you is that when it comes to mid-game spikes, it's a nice one. Kiaya in some danger.
Yeah, Kiaya in a lot of danger. JoJo gonna flash forward, does lock him down. In comes the counter-strike as well. That's the third stun in a row, and Kiaya's got nowhere to go. Emo does arrive, though, gonna try to turn things around. Levi trying to get in range, not able to actually hit with that Jin W to lock him down, and in comes the response teleport from Toots. So it's just gonna be the lost teleport. First does connect from Artemis, is able to root him up, but not going to mean much of anything as Elio here looking, but it's JoJo that wants to start out the fight. Tatu and Ayu are here. Levi, though, coming on a flank. He's going to run into Toots. Toots is going to get the flash out of Levi. Levi flashes and just turns it into an engage onto Ayu, but Levi's getting locked down, and he is getting knocked down by Ayu. Another kill going to go their way as they kill off Elio. Artemis and Emo are on the run, and here comes Gigo. He wants it, and he's going to get it. He's on a killing spree now, and trying to corral Emo under this tower. Will they push it in and even look for the dive? Gigo going back in as Emo's going to go between worlds, and Gigo may have bit off more than he could chew. It's a shutdown there for Emo as Gam finally gets something back.
In favor of Furia, the fights are just so one-sided. It feels like that the front line of Gam is just too squishy apart the rest of Gam, and they walk away more than happy winning a massive fight.
And there's just no one in position to even follow up there. You know, Levi was trying to go for a sneaky flank, but then he ran into Annie, so he kind of had to really go early. Kills always in the right place at the right time to shut down Levi's plays.
I mean, you look at the bot side of the map as well. There is just a stacked wave pushing towards that tier 2 tower. You've got both Emo and Artemis hovering around mid. They're sharing farm and experience. And it's just an awkward position because no one's really being funneled that gold. And
Levi looking, steals it away, gets the objective bounty. There was 3 members from Furia on the top side. They didn't think Gam would look for the fight, and Levi now wants more. The hook is going to connect as well. Emo goes between worlds, and I think they're going to get Tatu. It's another shutdown, 722 gold going into the coffers there of Emo, as all of a sudden, a big surge in gold as they steal the dragon, get the objective bounty, and get another shutdown. But it is going to cost them the tier 2 top, as Furia's soul laners continue to get paid.
Miss out on soul point.
Now you can see in the Coinbase gold grind, this is where Gigo has gotten all of his gold throughout the game, as we're going to see Levi getting locked down, knocked down once again. Who else but JoJo helping to set up the kill?
9. He's been involved in 9 of the 10 kills that Furia have been able to find. Herald's going to be dropped on the bot tier 2 tower.
Oh, here comes the engage. The stun does land. Emo goes between worlds and does try to kite back. Elio trying to make something happen here as in comes Kiaya. Can Kiaya get to the back line? He's trying to knock down Toots. He's going to flash over the wall to follow. The needlework is connecting, but Toots is just not dying. He's low, but is he low enough? He's looking for it. Can't find the final one to take him down as Emo's going to get knocked down by Tatu, and Gigo in the side lane again, just shoving that wave. Ski place to be, though. We have seen a lot of throws over by Otacon. Gam, I think, is aware of it, and they spot it out now with the blue trinket. Will they be able to find the approach? Toots going to get spotted on the side. JoJo going for the engage. He's just trying to lock down Levi and make sure that it's not a 50-50. It's going to be taken there by Furia, but is there a fight to be had afterwards? JoJo just flashing out. Ayu getting aggressive, does step forward, takes a chunk of damage, but Gam can't make the fight continue.
They would have just put themselves in an awkward position, so they don't take the gamble. They choose to retreat. Now a trap lies in wait.
But who's it a trap for? Toots is here, but so is Elio. The entire Furia squad pounces and bites him in half. Kiaya is down already, and Emo is coming in. But does he even want to be here? He's going to go between worlds. The Cyclone going to get popped there by Tatu. The focus is onto Gigo, but Gigo is healing. Gigo is standing. The Locket comes in through to keep him alive as Ayu arrives as well, and he's back onto the back line with Artemis. Artemis going to get knocked down. Furia crushing the fight. They can't even get Gigo. Furia were so ready for that play coming out of GAM. And he said if he beat G2, he would dance on it. Well, maybe we're going to see it here today. Definitely love the Brazilian players, all the emotion, the passion that they show for the game, how excited they get on stage, how much the players and the fans do pop off in these big moments. It makes it really fun to watch.
Tatu, a player that always brings the energy, a young player that has been fighting to make a name for himself.
And Artemis gonna mess around and find out. Artemis has to run for the hills already. Levi is here though. Can they turn it around? Artemis has to cancel his ult because he's just dying to Tibbers. But inside the base, Kiaya is dead again. Gigo on the other side of the map making things happen. They do get the kill onto the Annie, but it's a continued dive. It's Emo trying to defend the base, and it's Emo dying. Both the solo laners from GAM are gonna get knocked down as Furia crack the base open. Only 24 minutes in. They're pushing in the waves. They're pushing up the mid lane. They want to look for a second inhib already.
Toots bought so much time for Furia to make this play, and in exchange, the base will go the way of Furia. A second inhibitor is soon to fall. They have the minions in the bot wave. I think trying to end this game is quite ambitious.
We got Jojo winning in LTA South, as Tatu will be spotted here, but Levi may not have a way out. Cyclone going to be popped immediately as Ayu, Gigo, everyone coming in here to try to knock down their jungler. They'll get the kill. Gigo goes onto a rampage, and GAM do not have a great wave clear whatsoever. They get the kill on the jungler. Pings immediately coming onto the Baron.
Furia going to secure this objective, and then they can just turn their attention to top lane. They've just come off the back of a reset. I don't think they necessarily have to base right now if they don't want to. They can just keep up with the aggression. The TP should be available, but all right, they'll play it safe. They'll likely concede the bot tower, and objective bounty will go the way of GAM, but with the goal difference like this, really you're just thinking about game 3. This will likely equalize the series. We turn from a best of 5 into a best of 3. Both sides have shown.
Closing the trap here onto GAM, trying to look for those final moments of the fight. It's going to be Elio looking for the engage here onto Ayu, but Ayu is not bothered by it whatsoever. He just backs up, and now Tatu is going to try to go for an engage of his own, but he's taking up the tower. Tatu pops the Cyclone, trying to make it happen here. Has to flash over the wall, goes between worlds, and is going to be able to get the kill as Emo secures him on the other side, but now Gigo has arrived, and he's big man on campus, going in, knocking it down 1, knocking down 2, looking for more as GAM retreat to the fountain. Furia will make no doubt about this one. Game 1 was back and forth. It was close, but game 2 was 22-4 for Furia, and it was all Furia. And so it does feel like it's going to be very tough for this GAM lineup to fight through what Furia has drafted and try to get to that back line where, again, you're in this situation where it just always feels like Ayu is kind of like the only target. So that's actually really, really big that Elio was able to do that, stealing away some of those, and now he gets level 3 as he actually soaks in that experience. So we'll be able to potentially look for the dive, and I think they're going to go for it here. Elio wants to be the main target because Artemis is still level 1. Great route. The Tangle Bard's locking up Jojo, gets him low, but now the redive is going to come in. Artemis isn't even here. He's got no help whatsoever. Elio has nowhere to go. It's an easy first blood there for Ayu. Land try to get some damage down onto Jojo, but Artemis has not even gotten to base and buy, and you can see the itemization much better there for Ayu. As the chain's gonna connect, Kiaya's gonna look for it, and Kiaya's gonna get it just when they need it most. The GAM top laner comes up big time. But Levi did not actually reveal there. That was critical. They pinged where the ward could be. Now Artemis looking for a fight here. Jojo gonna be rooted up. Elio has been on point. Levi does arrive, but it's Ayu stepping forward. It's Ayu flashing to follow and getting the kill. Levi should be able to run him down. Does get one back as Eris fighting heavily here against Toots in the mid lane.
As possible, and they're gonna have to get him through what is a rough early laning phase. Furia was able to do it in game 1.
Here comes the collapse from Kiaya. Tatu could be in some trouble. He does have the flash and is going to have to spend it. Kiaya just got to level 6. Is he going to pop the ulti? Yes, of course he is. In comes Twisted Fate, and Gigo's going to get locked down by that gold card. There's the Tangle Barbs to follow it up, and it's another kill for Gam. Tatu gets greedy, and he gets punished. Back to that tower. We'll see if they can keep him off, as Levi's going to be soloing up this dragon in the meantime. And yeah, they have spotted where Gigo is. So Gigo's going to be trapped in that side brush. He's losing all of the farm right now to this tower, as the tower is just denying minion after minion after minion. Gam really getting the better of this. As you see on the top side, Kiaya is going to be getting this free farm. Their prize will be the grubs, though, so that is the trade-off. But the question is, are the grubs more valuable than these multiple waves that they've lost this bot tower?
Its contrast to the BLG game and this one is BLG were already winning the game at this point.
They're going to look for a dive here. Hex Flash coming in. Can he find the stun? He cannot. Kiaya trying to survive. The TF ulti is there to respond, and he misses the stun. He's going to nail it, though, with the gold card, as Tatu tried to reject the TF, couldn't make it happen. You're not drawn to that potential soul fight. They got the first dragon. We'll see if they can go for the second. They're going to look for a dive here. Kiaya trying to set it up. Eris has the gold card prepped and ready. And Gigo's going to get stunned up. Great sidestep from Kiaya. Dodges the public execution as Levi will not be dodged. Jumps in, takes his fear. Eyes on Levi. And Artemis now, the deficit doesn't even matter. He's even in the farm. This horrible bot lane scenario that they were in early on has been completely mitigated.
And this bot tower is about to fall as well. They've been able to get all 4 plates from it. They're going to secure this tower. The gold will swing in Artemis's favor.
Look at the farm up here. That's a problem.
And now the gold is all blue. It's such a strong passive, and it's just like, it is a win.
I think that's passive gold.
Oh, yes. You might be. So maybe the other was actually the
other might be the passive gold and bounties and stuff, because I was like, wait a second,
no,
that seems like too much.
That is a good call. Because you're right, that was a lot of gold.
It would be a lot of gold. I was like, really? It's that good? But definitely, you can check that out in the Coinbase gold grind graphic. It is interesting to see, the breakdown of the gold and where it's all coming from when someone has a lot of kills versus, if they're getting a ton from towers and plates and top. So he's saying, you know what? If we're going to win this game, it's not going to be about me. I just need to not die. I need to try to be a bit more tanky, make sure that I'm giving up the minimum.
Likely harder to dive than that of the Twisted Fate. Looks like they are just going to concede this tower, which I think makes a ton of sense. Set your sights on the mid lane instead, and I love this map movement we're seeing right now. Both Levi and Eris moving towards the mid lane, knowing that they have the numbers advantage here. Open up mid, push your advantage even more if you can. Use the Herald to siege onto the tier 2 as well.
Tatu is coming, though. They're going to TP. They want to try to force a fight here. Furia is going to look, but Levi has spotted the teleport coming through. Will the rejection work this time? Elio is going to interrupt it with the Pop Blossom. Eris arrives with the ulti, and Tatu is the target, but over on the other side, Kiaya is in trouble. Can he actually pop his ult and try to heal back up? He has the ulti, but it's not going to be enough as he's going to get shut down by Toots. On the other side, Elio is running. Levi trying to find some sort of play here. It's a trade of top laners there. The Dragon, we got to get eyes on that and see how it's looking. Levi trying to get rejected here by Tatu, but he is going to be able to find it, so he knocks him out, and Kiaya is in trouble once again here. Kiaya has no ult, he has no flash, is going to be the first kill, and Furia may have just pulled off the heist. They knock out the jungler, they kill the top laner, and they take the dragon.
Used there by Tatu.
And Otacon getting low. It is going to be spotted out by the blue orb. It's down to half HP. Tatu again threatening. Can he find the ejection? This time it's not going to be on anyone, but Toots is going to go in. The Pop Blossom comes through, lands on multiple member, but Toots is in the middle of everybody, steals a Pop Blossom, and is going to get it down. Artemis trying to cut out, trying to take down Toots, can't quite do it. And on the other side, Tatu gets another. Furia out of nowhere. Crush the fight. Gam does take the Otacon, but it's a 4-for-0.
And that really just sets up Furia to clean up the fight. Gam is once again forced to split up.
Able to turn that around. Now the gold lead is completely gone. They were 5,000 gold up, and they have just lost basically 3 engages back to back to back. The game is slipping away from them, and now despite all of the work that they did early on, again, Gam always seems to be a bit late to show up to these setups. We'll see if they can find the fight now. Tatu going to look for the rejection. Does knock Levi out. Can they finish it in time? Toots threatening on the side, gets the stolen ult. He's going to look for it. The Pop Blossom connects. Can they actually burst down Toots? Toots has the stolen ulti, trades it back and forth. Kiaya trying to lifesteal drain in the middle of everyone. Can't do it. Artemis down incredibly low. He's on the run now. Also, IU looking for him. So is Tatu. Tatu flashes forward, knocks him down with the buckler. Okay, maybe you get the execute, but it doesn't even matter because they're on the Baron. Furia are running away with it.
Furia get what they want. They get the one team fight. They take out the jungler, and they will secure the Baron on spawn. Furia keep playing the fights better. They know how to navigate their way to the 5v5s. They secure another Dragon. They'll secure the Baron. And Furia is looking to go match point in this best of 5.
I mean, the gold graph is going to be an absolute cliff as it has swung so heavily back towards Furia.
There's no way you're going to win out on the fight.
Absolutely. GAM, though, pushing for this tier 2 top, going to try to trade on the other side. They feel like they can't defend the inhibitor, so they're going to just keep pushing here for the base. Levi needs to get out of there as Toots is going to be looking, won't be able to find him with the Absconded Duck, but the base is going to be cracked here on the top side. The arrow does connect, but it's going to be actually Furia that's having to kind of back potentially to, no, they do cancel it as they see that GAM is going to back off themselves, and meanwhile in the base, Toots just killed off GAM in this split screen, got the kill onto Levi. They're now taking the inhibitor. Now they're just going to try to end the game here straight up as they have minions in the base. It's going to be up to GAM in the 4v5 to try to defend. We'll see if they can do it. Their wave clear is not that strong. Furia pushing, poking down Kiaya, looking for the root, won't quite find it. The first Nexus tower down incredibly low. Eris does find the gold card. Toots getting down to about half HP, but he still has a stolen ultimate here, and Elio's gonna look for it. Goes in with the pop on some connects on multiple members, but Kiaya is being focused down on the other side. Eris trying to do what he can, but Artemis is already gone. GAM are falling, and Furia pull off the comeback, move us to match point. What a performance from the Brazilian squad. There's not the most consistent damage. Obviously, Azir is kind of the exception. The rest of them, not great tank killers. Levi looking a little bit frustrated there almost on cam at the Raptors or the Krugs. He's looking for him.
Levi is indeed looking for him. He'll recognize that the red is gone. The ward will spot out Tatu.
Knows he's there.
Kiaya looking for the collapse. Dodges away.
Yeah, Kiaya tracing after him. Tatu already blew that flash. He's going to get slowed down. There's the Q flash in, but it's going to be an E back. He goes unstoppable, pushes him back with the Pathmaker. Tatu is cooked. As IU will be playing heavily with his passive. Pathmaker, nice buffer there. Does get the stun, and then another Q to follow it up. Can he find that Q3? Gigo trying to kite back. Needs to be careful to avoid that third and Tofo strike. Will be able to do it for now, but he is getting quite low. Tatu in the area, though. Will they be able to actually chase down Kiaya? Remember, has no flash, doesn't quite get the stun against the wall, and he's just going to take him in the 1v2. Gigo was too low. Kiaya back-to-back games with solo kills.
Very monstrous, very quickly.
He's going to be so tanky, and Kiaya really can be that difference maker. Jungle is ahead, top lane is ahead, bot lane with that slight lead here. Looking very good already here for GAM.
IU really getting the better of Artemis in the 1v1. The farm differential is basically nothing as the grubs.
Yeah, the Tatu gets the stun onto Kiaya. Kiaya looking to get some damage down onto Gigo. Eris on the side, trying to get the damage down onto Toots. He lands the chain, but there's the Skarner ulti. It only connects onto one. Levi trying to fire back. Kiaya there with the team. They get the kill, they get the feat of warfare, and they get the reset. Levi now is in the Renekton. Flash stun from him. Tatu's gonna fall as well. It's a double for Levi. The star of GAM comes to life in this game, makes the early game read on the jungle path and gets the double kill. And they're going to be able to grab the objective off the back of it as well.
I will say, it was a bold play from Furia to try and fight
Elio in trouble here. Toots in a 1v2. How about that? Flash follow. Easy kill for the Azir. Toots will not be outdone.
We find ourselves in the midst of chaos. 9 minutes into game 4. Furia finally get themselves their first kill of the game. It goes into the mid laner's hands. Open up the top lane tower for Gigo to get a bit of gold back in the matchup. But sure, a second of Dragon secured. I like the fact that GAM is keeping this pressure up is what they need to do, because in an ideal world what's happening is the Trinity Force is already completed for Levi. Dive on top, the TP will come through from the Renekton.
Oh, they definitely want to try to look for a dive, but Tatu is in the area. Will he be able to actually pull it off? The culling is just ripping through him. Levi is fed, and Artemis gets the kill. And now we can actually take over the body, but IU is coming up here as well. They're going to try to look for more, but GAM execute on that play. Even though Furia had the read, time can sometimes just be up.
Well, Herald now spawning in about 20 seconds. Furia.
Oh, they're going to look. Nice combo there as Jojo knocks him back and he gets stunned to the wall immediately. Eris has to flash out, but will it even matter? Flash there to follow. They're trying to chase him down. Tatu used the flash, but he can't close the gap just yet. You can see IU moving down. Eris may have to try to look for an execute here, but I don't know if the kill tag has expired, and it definitely hasn't now as Tatu hits him with a rock to the back of the head
Of GAM. But when you think about the map pressure, it's Furia that's pushing in the bot lane. Furia caught the wave in mid. They're setting their sights on this bot tier 1.
Levi is there. They're just trying to force down the tower. Elio TP down. Now Artemis is going to arrive. Can they look to try to turn this around? Artemis trying to get some damage down, but the tower is getting lower and lower as Kiaya is looking for another solo bolo on the top side. Gigo flashes out, but will Kiaya spend the flash to follow? He's going to go for it, and he's going to get it. Kiaya with another solo kill.
They'll set their sights on the bot tier 1.
And he may just be going collector second here. Really aggressive build with the Viego. Definitely can put out incredible amounts of burst. Kiaya now here around mid lane. Jojo just has to headbutt him back as IU did not want to get chased down. But remember, while you are watching the action unfold, keep an eye out for exclusive drops just for tuning in to MSI. All you need to do is be logged in and watching on LOLesports.com for a chance to score in-game loot. As GAM continue pushing this pressure forward.
Make sure that they can get this to put themselves on soul point. Tatu is in the area, a level down, but now the rest of Furia have regrouped. They're looking to contest.
Yeah, they absolutely are, and Furia are much more grouped. Eris is on the side by himself here. Levi, Kiaya focusing down this dragon, but you can see the damage coming in from Toots already as there's Eris looking for some poke onto IU. But the combo, the Skarner ultimate, grabs them all, and GAM are thrown into the grinder. Furia will not be out team fought. They crush the fight again. Every single time when you think they're down, they get back up and they hit you in the face.
They had Eris looking for a flank, hovering around the mid lane, but IU wasn't scared. There was Lucian kind of spread off from the main bulk of the force that was focusing down the dragon.
Is very far ahead at this point, and I feel like GAM's frontline just got a little bit overconfident. We'll see if Toots has done the same now. Jojo trying to get in here to help him out. There's the flash forward from Levi, but look at Eris. He's just deleted. It's a 1v2. No problem there for Toots as he gets one back. The question is, can they get more? Elio slowing down Jojo. Will set him up. Gonna be able to pop the ulti to break that, but here comes Levi. Great sidestep there from Jojo. He will eventually be ran down. The question is, can they get something else elsewhere on the map? And the answer looks like no. The big problem for me is you don't really have any guaranteed explosive engage from GAM, as they're gonna get some damage down here onto Tatu. Let the culling rip. Levi's coming in, as is Jojo. IU just drops the wind wall, tries to keep his jungler safe, and will be able to do so. Levi has this big gold advantage. They want to try to use it. Remember, Jojo has no ulti from that bot lane death, and he's gonna die again. The question is, how aggressive do they get with this? You can see pings are already there.
And with the TP being invested, they're securing an Otacon.
They're going to grab this Otacon. Yep, no chance of a steal here. Tatu not in the area, and Toots is not even going to look for it. Great plays there from GAM. It did mean the ultimate was spent from both Gigo and Jojo, so they could be vulnerable. Furia, though, pushing forward, eyes on this tier 1 tower. They're going to get it, and again, GAM is just completely split now.
Keep track of the cooldowns at the bottom of your screen. The ulti of Alistar and Renekton were both used. Big ultimates that are important for a team fight. The Braum was used in exchange, but they still have the Cassante and the Viego ult available along with the culling.
But they just can't walk through Toots. Look at this. Kiai is trying to get aggressive here, but he's just going to get knocked down. He's incredibly low. He's CC'd and he's killed. Artemis now, the job is up to him. Can he and Eris make something happen? The wind wall says no to the culling as Gigo's going to be spotted out on the side. Eris low, Elio low, Artemis on the run. Gigo behind them still, looking for this Lucian, hunting, going for the stun. The barriers popped early. Eris trying to turn around onto Gigo. Gigo has to flash out to the other side. It's Toots and it's IU, and they've got Levi. Levi will draw his last breath as he's knocked down by the Yasuo. GAM are running for the hills, but Furia want even more. They take Artemis, and they are damn well sure going to take the dragon as well.
The front line just evaporates for GAM. Azel, you were talking about how difficult it is for GAM to approach. Oh, Eris at the very least gets a kill back. Shuts down Gigo and gets a bit of gold back into his pocket, but the dragon is still going to fall in favor of Furia. The fights are going the way of Furia. And I feel like it all comes down to this man in the mid lane, the Emperor of the Sands. This could be a tool used to force a fight.
Artemis, Levi are here. They're looking for Tatu. They're going to go in for it. They pull the trigger on the teleport. IU's coming over as well. Eris still incredibly low. Gigo has no ultimate, but now in comes Toots. He is the problem. Do they have the answer? Great combo from Jojo. Sets up for IU, but he's going to be stunned to the wall by the stolen body of the Skarner. And it's a double for Levi. He's getting the resets, and Levi is going crazy. Levi pulls the fight out from nowhere. GAM get a clean ace. They'll get the Baron, and they do not want to go down in game number 4.
One by one, Furia walk into the meat grinder that is Levi. He picks them apart. And in the straight-up front-to-back 5v5, we've seen Furia get the better of GAM. But when it just turns into Levi versus his opposition.
LeBlanc getting that really short cooldown on the ulti helps with the poke. Gigo fighting aggressively here, but he's against Kiaya and Levi. Kiaya can tank the tower for days. Gigo, though, still surviving for now. Are they going to be able to knock him down? Kiaya's got to get out of tower range. They do get the kill, and now it's Tatu that's in trouble on the other side, as the culling won't quite be enough damage to knock him down.
Another pick in mid, converted into a tower. They're going to secure another one here in the bot lane.
6K.
And GAM, after a single fight, here is scary. But we'll see how the fight plays out. Dragon started off. I think Furia is just going to give this one up.
Yeah, they are going to give it. I think it's the right choice. I really liked how GAM played that Baron. They kept the pressure on. They never allowed Furia to enter their jungle, so they couldn't get any vision to even approach the Dragon.
Use this to their advantage to try and threaten the Baron themselves.
There's again. Oh, Eris could be caught here. Toots is looking for him, and he's just autoing him to death. He does land the chains, but are they going to be able to turn this around? Exhaust comes down onto Toots. Toots in trouble now. But on the other side, the Discarder ult is going to land. And it's Levi into the back line. It's Levi on a rampage. And it's Levi's world. You're just living in it. He takes over the Azir. He's taking over the fight. He's taking over the series. GAM win the fight and are going to push us to a game number 5.
The death timers are so long. GAM still have 4 members alive. Tatu is trying to catch the wave so he can buy time. Eris is not going to allow that to happen.
Yeah, they're just going to run down Tatu, try as he might. His efforts are in vain. This game was about one man, and it was about one man only. Levi on the Viego went crazy. GAM are able to find a way to push back, to fight back, and to force us all the way. We're going the distance. It's going to be a game number 5 between Furia and GAM. Cue up Silver Scrapes.
Ultimately, like, on paper, I prefer the Furia draft. I think that they have good side lane threat. They've got good scaling. I think they've got good lane matchups as well. The Gangplank is a nice twist. I think it can be really good into the Gnar, and it can have some great teamfight value with the split maps that have been happening to him. But in this 2 versus 2, it is Furia that is off to the races. Kiaya taking a bit of damage, has the level advantage, flashes in.
Had that passive auto ready. They're going to go for the dive. Levi is there to collect it, resets it. Honey fruit, so he'll be staying around. He's basically farming dead even, and bot lane, of course, does not have that luxury here. Artemis just doing his best to survive. Not surprised at all by how the 2v2 is going. I expected it would be very rough, but GAM now not going for it just yet. They're trying to maintain some control here in mid lane, and Kassadin has been bought the time to move up. Now they have the extra man on the side of Furia, as it is Levi here contesting for these grubs. But Tatu able to grab the first one for his team, and it doesn't really feel like GAM have an easy way into this. I think they're just going to have to trade for plates, but Levi wants to at least smite one away. He's going to look for it. They're going in onto IU. He follows after. In comes Artemis. Here comes the Cannon Barrage as well. Levi's going to get knocked down, but can Artemis trade? Yes, he can. Artemis now getting the damage down on JoJo as he flashes out to safety. Artemis trying to fight against Toots here. He'll flash forward right past the Kassadin, trying to finish him off, and he will do just that. But it's Toots and Tatu fighting back, taking down Eris here as he's got nowhere to go. They want to give it to the Kassadin, and they should be able to. It's a double kill for the Kassadin, and that could spell trouble for GAM.
Tried to force the combo onto IU, using the Neferi with the ball from Orianna to try and one-shot this Ezreal.
That attack on Grubs, he took a plate bot. He's now up 1,000 gold already, has the early Triforce completed. Tatu moving down here with JoJo, though. Artemis is caught out, and Artemis has no flash. I don't think he's getting out of this one, but Levi is coming in, trying to support. He's going to ult to the side, trying to get away from Toots, but Toots is right there waiting. Levi goes in with the Hound's Pursuit, but he's got to run for it now. Eris here to try to back him up, but it's Elio in trouble on the side as Tatu's going to flash forward. He flashes over the wall to try to get back to safety. The command protect there from Eris will keep him safe just barely. But again, another kill for Kassadin. 1K ahead this early. Eris is staying around. I don't know if he really should be. Could be in a lot of trouble here. They're going to look for the dive. The Shockwave connects on multiple members, though, and Levi looking for the cleanup here. They get the kill onto Eris, but Levi gets one back. Levi now looking for Tatu, who has no flash, and he's going to get a second. There's a double back for Levi as he wants even more. Toots should be able to get out to safety, though, with his ulti.
Moves his way towards mid lane. The death timer's not that long. Sets his sight on this wave, pushes in deep, secures a plate for himself, and is able to get a little bit more gold back. Ticking over to level 9 even can make that happen. Levi hovering over the wall.
Levi is looking, IU posturing very aggressively, but Jojo comes in. Now the Bard ulti is there. Can he find the angle to actually land the stun? He can. He nails it. And Kiai is looking for a solo at the same time. He gets the solo, and in goes Artemis to get a second. They're winning across the map. Gam roar to life and take kills in mid and top. Gam is going to show up to the objective, and they're going to try to fight you. And
they have the GP ult too. They can just throw that bot lane if they want to clear out that wave. He's going to commit the TP instead.
Oh, he's going to get interrupted, though. He tried to TP in their face and just gets pillared out of it by Tatu. So now that is -1 on the teleport and -1 on the tower, very likely here, as Gigo should be able to close the gold gap and be able to pick up something for himself.
Nice objective secure. That's going to be the first tower of the game. Gam want to respond in kind in the mid lane. They have the Herald. They should be able to knock this one over. The bot wave needs to go and be caught by Kiaya, so he's going to make his way down.
And that teleport getting interrupted is actually so critical because that's first tower feat for Furia. It would have been for Gam with the Herald that they just grabbed, and that would have been feats of strength too. You know, still maintaining over 1,000 gold, even with that local tower gold going to them. But they're going to look for a dive on Air as he clears out the wave. Can he survive here? Tatu's tanking it up. The shockwave comes through. Great Bard ulti to buy some time. The GP ulti as well coming through as Jojo. It's just going to go down. It's a 1-for-1 for now, and now Gigo does take up that tower. It's just Elio up on the top side by himself.
Easy access towards this bot tower. It's likely going to be a trade, but as you already identified, the dragon being secured for Gam means that they will get the feats of warfare. Gigo a little bit slower to secure the objective, but Eris doing his best in the 3 versus 1, 4 versus 1. The gang playing ultimate doing massive work.
Like that catches you. You can still get burst down, so there is that to worry about, but Gam moving around the map now. It is Gigo pushing down bot lane, but of course the tier 1 was already gone, so not any immediate response available for Furia to help. It wouldn't even have to be a solo trip. They are aware of it. Can they get over to stop it? That's the question. Now the TP is going to come in from Kiaya. They know that they have committed to it. Artemis taking a little bit of damage there from Jojo as he tried to enter. Kiaya arrives. Elio still not there. The TP coming in. This is a dangerous position to TP in. Gigo going to take a bit of damage there as the barrel chain will not connect. Heal's going to be used by Jojo. The Otacon getting very low. It's a nice Bard ulti coming through. Can they time the barrel out of it? No, they cannot. Kiaya cannot connect on that one. Gigo down to half HP, but he almost has the Magnar already. The Otacon getting incredibly low, and it's going to be taken by Levi. Not to be outdone, steals it away. Do they want more? It looks like the answer is yes. Gigo trying to find a good ulti. He whiffs. He doesn't connect. He tries to flash out to safety now. Gigo in some trouble. Kiaya trying to keep them interested. Toad's going to go back in for Levi. Chunks him down. In comes down, presume. And the shockwave is delivered by Levi. And that may just be that. Levi finds the window. Steals the Otacon.
The 3rd dragon moving to soul point.
And I draw your eyes to the summoner spells. They spent everything in a lost fight. Over on the other side, all 5 flashes available. Not a single flash available there for Furia as Gam now moved to soul point here.
The game, everything would have swung on a single play. You understand why he makes it, and you can sense the pressure that's being felt. It doesn't connect. We'll see how much losing that flash will impact him as the game continues.
But it's going to be Furia pushing the pace. They don't want to allow Eris to try to have the time to base. They are on the Baron. It has been spotted out. Gigo just went Mega, though. He could look for an angle. It is revealed. Toots on the side here is going to be threatening. It's actually Kiaya just soloing the Dragon right now, so they're going to try to have a 4-man defense while the GP solos the Dragon. He can join with the ulti. It's all going to come down to a flip here. Tatu is just going to go for it, but the Baron is actually delayed by the Bard ultimate. Can Levi get in? Levi's in the pit. It's going to be a flip here. Who's going to take it in this critical game 5? It's going to be grabbed by Tatu. Gets the objective, and now Furia need to run. In comes the Helm Pursuit, though. It's Levi on the back of Gigo. He's trying to run for the hills here, but Gigo's in a lot of trouble. Jojo and IU trying to stay around to support their top laner as he walks out. Kiaya looking for the barrel chain, can't quite find it. Kiaya, though, looking for another one. He's loaded up, and he's going to find it on Toots. Toots has got to run. The first kill has come through. Gigo is down, and they get another as well. Jojo joins him. Toots trying to run. He needs to survive here. Levi can't quite close the gap to finish off another kill.
Set the sights on the tower, and Furia, they just don't have the wave clear.
Yeah, they just need to delay. You have to give up the inhib, wait for your members to respawn. You have the Baron buff, they do not, so you can slowly clear out these waves here. We can see IU doing his best possible job to do that. And now for Furia, I feel like your only chance is waiting for the Elder, hoping you can get an opportunity.
Wave,
Eris gonna force the flash out of IU, but this could actually be big. This means no shockwave if they can force a fight right now. So I think Furia are gonna try to go.
Starting.
They need to try to make something happen right here, right now, but GAM are just blocking their way in towards the Elder. Toots goes forward, he's looking, he's trying to see if he can find something, but the Elder is already secured by GAM, and now it is time to run. IU's in trouble, Levi's in the backline onto Jojo. Toots trying to make it happen on the side, but he can't get the damage down. IU will fall, the base is open, Gigo is running for it, but there's nowhere you can go. Levi is on the hunt and he is hungry.
GAM provide no opportunities to Furia.
From Toots. GAM on the march here, looking to close out game number 5 in what has been a back and forth series. Tatu healing up in the base, as is Toots. Jojo still on the recall, but they are not going to be waiting for him. It's going to be all up to Toots. He's really the only one who can try to get anything done. The tower being focused down. Redemption comes through to heal him up. Toots is going to be put with the exhaust. He's trying to kite back. He's trying to go in and make something happen, but can he do it? He cannot. GAM will wipe Furia off the map, will knock them out of MSI, and will advance to the next round.
And Aurora here has some pretty good possibilities of playing side as well. And when you have that Pantheon that they really index highly onto, it does give you more possibilities than just wombo comboing.
To make sure that he can keep this lane prio. And you mentioned that both champions want to roam, but Knight might be looking for a little bit more. Electrocute! A blinking Elbar! Now Knight slow! They're both still standing. There's a fight in the river in the meantime, but I do not care. Keeping my eyes on the mid lane 1v1, but the river might be important now because it's Ben who finds first blood.
Play around the global. Because again, he still has no flash. Mid lane though, it's
global. Human extra movement speed coming in from the Aegis is all Knight locked up, locked down. Tippers on the way in, but not doing a hell of a lot. Knight taken out by the Weirding, and that's what we talked about with the Pantheon, that long-range semi-global threat.
Now so will be the lane swaps as well. As you see the allocations, they're sending Knight up to the top side of the map right now, and Broken Blade matching. And of course, since both solo laners are AP solo laners on the side of BLG, Broken Blade investing so heavily into that magic resistance here on the Ornn to be able to deal with either one. Just sustain, sustain.
And I will say that Annie lacks in sustained damage, so that Kanik Rookerin, that's what he chooses to go for here. I imagine will be is going to be pretty solid as we see the engage on the bottom side. Lebrov stepping a bit too far, but he does manage to find the lockup. Quick cleanse and a sidestep from Elk means he's A-OK on body blocking the Mystic shots. There's no follow-up. Lebrov caught out and knocked down. We've seen good games. We've even seen good games from Caps, but we need to see that peak performance from him in this game today, especially when he's the one who got those early kills. Wow. And especially as Broken Blade might be in trouble. Flash forced out. Bin on the way in. He's blown the horn. Bin's respecting it. But Broken Blade is in dire straits. Ooh, tower aggro continues though. He might be able to get one back. It's the 1-for-1.
Even with the max HP nerf to Rumble, he just roasts on through this Kanik Rookerin Ornn. Absolutely melted.
Fight continuing on the bottom side though. Quick bit of lockup, but no follow-up. Beishwan, good use of the ultimate to stay standing on, immediately using the Unbreakable Will. Now the retreat going in, but it's capped off to the side of the Weirding, but they've just been locked up. It's a beautiful combo. Knight and Elk dealing a death blow.
Oh, Dracos, that is the juicy combo that they're looking for.
In the headbutt pull, Knight gets another. And it might just be a seal now, but the pages in the book might be coming soon. Another 300 gold, another half of an item. It would have been 3, no doubt. These are the combos that have to be respected. As you see, we can't stop. There are plays happening. There's not enough time to react to the previous play. Broken Blade, oh, the footwork is good at the very least.
Once they want to try and fight over this Rift Herald, of course the Rift Herald does have so much value. Being able to knock down these outer turrets and progress the game very quickly. BLG not really worried about the dragon stacking, just want to continue to snowball, get that money, get the cash.
Keep things going in pretty comfortable control of the game. G2 doing a solid job of trying to cross map as best they can. It looks like it will be 1 tower for 1 unless the Herald comes down. And of course the Herald for the Drake. Soul coming through will be Ocean, which honestly isn't bad for either team.
Yeah, not too bad for either. I also envision a lot of team fights where people just get bursted down and don't have a lot of time to heal.
Yeah, Caps now moves to catch the wave, and G2 might try to catch Elk. They see an angle, but Elk's movement clean thus far. Lockup from LeBron is there. Pantheon now coming in as well. Elk is already cleansed, but he's still been stunned. Pantheon is going to force the flash. Horn called, and this is the combo. Broken Blade sniping with the ult, but it's Knight looking for the follow-up. Waiting out the Aegis Assault for Skewmon, but he knows he doesn't have an angle anymore. On, though, may be the one in trouble. Instant use of the Unbreakable Will, and a quick retreat from the side of BLG as G2 are keeping the pressure up.
Oh man, Elk, that was very cocky. He really wanted to use that move speed, but under tower actually, Broken Blade starts to take a couple tower shots, does flash.
Equalizer, decent amount of ticks here. Broken Blade might be in trouble. Where is he going? Herald on the way in, so he didn't want to walk into River. Broken Blade slowly being burnt down. Beishwan going in mid lane into 3 members of G2! And he is unconcerned! The Herald will not finish the tower!
We watched the Ornn get chased down. Well, we got a little drive-by side story here, Daniel. Beishwan goes into the turret. It's super low. It actually didn't quite fall. But we have Caps still focusing on the side lane turrets, gets immediately back out to the side. He actually does finish it off. Of course, Elk will be able to return and finish this one, but again, out in mid lane, he gets teleported on 2.
Teleport. This time around, it's Caps coming to the party. Elk is fast, though, and G2 not going to be able to find the angle. Beishwan doesn't have ulti, Tibbers, but does give you the flexibility to be used as an escape. Hansama slowed. Engage on Hansama. Now moving back. Elk slowed briefly. TP coming in from Broken Blade. Likely the horn to be called. Everybody's invited to the party in the mid lane now. Elk locked up. Where's the follow-up coming from G2? They don't quite have the cooldowns. And now G2 trying to finish off this mid lane tower. Knight just now resetting. And it seems like BLG will have to concede it.
There it is. G2, the global coming in big. When BLG just want to continue fighting.
Doesn't have to be too concerned as long as he has that crucial cooldown. Caps ready to go over the wall. If needed, goes invisible. Not quite clear where he's going. Alti going to try to escape, but the knockup is good. Weirding back into the wall will take him out. Beishwan incredibly low. Is he willing to risk the 50-50? 0.7. Quick Drake picked up by the side of G2. BLG turning back to the mid wave.
It looks like Otacon here going down.
BLG know that if they give G2 the chance to reset, that they won't have that crucial cooldown. So they're demanding that G2 come to them. They're demanding for the fight, but they don't have the angle. Oh no! From the bush, he finds the knockup. He only locks the few. G2 now trying to retreat. LeBron on the way out, standing next to the wall, looking to find the lockdown. Hansama trying to lay down a little bit more focused fire, but BLG get the objective. They get the kill, and they walk away.
The commit from BLG is so good.
Respect those semi-globals, but as long as they're grouped as 5, they're just walking into a 5v5 at the end of the day at most. As LeBron once again caught out, good lockup on the Knight. CC there, trying to take the Annie out before he can open. Knight still manages to get it down. Skewmon in the fight as well. Caps, beautiful ulti across the team. Lockup on Elk, but he's still able to full channel the ulti. That shouldn't be allowed, but Caps can't get close enough to finish the job, and now it's Broken Blade falling as well. 3 down on the side of G2 and BLG. They're ready for a Baron.
Yep, that's going to be Baron for sure. Caps pops the blast cone. I don't know what shenanigans he could pull out here.
This one's fast. W flash, wind becomes lightning. They were already pretty much guaranteed to get the objective. They're happy to have Caps as well.
Yeah, they'll take the extra rabbit for free right there. Beishwan with the W flash hunts him down. They're going to get the Baron as well. BLG taking over.
And again, it felt like G2 were starting to find a way back into the game, even when the gold still favored BLG, but the bot side fight, the force on the Otacon into that mid lane play, BLG making it count. Leads as to the CC that On brought to the table.
Instantly there with the knockup. Beautiful stuff.
But Annie doesn't do any damage. Rumble doesn't do any damage. Those are the people that are the most fed, Kobe. Those are the people we talk about the entire game. BLG didn't even need them.
Oftentimes, hard to get your full channeled ult off,
Yeah.
especially if you're playing against, a Leona or an Ornn.
Or an Ornn.
These champions are exactly what she doesn't like playing against, but those ultis from Ornn and Leona were used to kill off Knight and lock down him. So that meant those things weren't available to stop it, when Elk did get to start channeling. And as you said, On as well with that CC, able to lock up Caps. So good stuff there from BLG.
Could be a combo. You can't tell if Knight is waiting, and it's not like it was previously. That brief couple-minute window where Knight didn't have a flash. G2 don't have that edge anymore. Every single brush could be a death sentence. Could be the end of game 1 for G2. Playing under so much pressure here as On gets the fight started. Perhaps over eagerly, though. He's too low on health already before the fight breaks out. Unbreakable Well keeping him standing, but he's been sniped. locked up, taken down by the bot lane duo, and it's Beishwan who's running. Pantheon going in. Has he overcommitted? Beishwan locked up. Skirmishing taking a bit more time. Waits on the Aegis Assault. The minions in the base, though, demand a bit more attention. Knight can't just TP. G2 can't afford to push any further.
Really good punish from G2. On ulted so late there. He went for his combo and then gets chunked down so low. By the time he ults, it doesn't matter. They snipe him out. They send the ultis there. G2 defend that top line of minions. So they're going to go for the tower once again. Caps is recalling here, and this tower is so low, you don't want to die at this tower. These secondary ones are usually bait for the defending team to die at when they're that low, because your position for fights there is just so much more risky, so definitely advised to give that one up. Ult is critical for team fights. G2 getting that ult out is massive.
Ulti now. They're going to try to force the fight. Lock up onto Beishwan. Ulti connects onto the 80 carry, and instantly they're into the backline. Caps manages to lay down the ult, but Elk is still standing. He shouldn't be alive, but he holds on just a little bit longer. There's no space for him to ulti, though, and that is all that matters. G2 on the edge of death managed to find the fight.
They do it! G2 take him down. I mean, on popping that Alistar ultimate, and G2 just back off. They disengage. During it, there's a lot of minions at their base.
We can't see the health bar, but the turret
Orange
has
going back, Orange going back.
And G2 continuing the push forward, and this is crucial. BLG, one more good fight probably wins them the game, but G2 have held on. They're getting things closer. They're getting things back to even. It's only a 2K gold difference. 20 seconds.
Yeah. Inside the base. All right, On. What can he do now?
Low health bars.
No ulti for him. He can't even get to that wave.
There's a wave unanswered in bot lane. If G2 lose this fight, it's an instant TP, and the game is over in favor of BLG. On, locked up. Alistar trying to clear. One tower down, but G2's eyes are set on the prize, the nexus of BLG, and it might just be a single fight. It might be a single moment. Skirmishing, Broken Blade, they're trying to finish. The GA! He doesn't have it. There's no way. The flash, it's not enough. Caps is already back.
Teleport the heads. They're teleporting up there.
He has to end. Double TPs. Caps has to 2v1, and even then, it's probably not enough.
Here they come. The BLG solo laners. Knight and Bin versus Caps. All of these players are MSI champions. Knight on JDG, Bin on RNG, Caps on G2.
Sorry, boys, this is personal. The rest of you set up for an objective. Caps goes for the ulti. Bin goes golden, buys a bit more time. Bear taking that health so damn low. Tower still standing, but Bin's already gone one. Lebrov back up, 10 seconds on Hans, 15 on Broken Blade. Bin wants to finish the objective. He's not waiting any longer. Locked down there. Minion's not going to do enough. Knight and Bin back to finish the game. BLG, get it done.
They're Elk and On definitely can get a lot of chunk damage down. We'll see about this though, because I haven't seen a lot of footage on Nico with the 20 damage nerf on the Q.
Yeah. So, and no surprise to see Skirmishing pathing down bottom side. We've all seen Beishwan on red side make that dive happen so many times at early levels. Caps, though, gets caught by the flick. A good charm to follow. Knight relatively out of mana, but he might not need it. One more auto! In the 1v1, Knight stands on top.
Mid lane camp by Ahri.
Skirmishing and Lebrov, because that one's fake! Knight, the Q flash, perfect from Skirmishing. He spent his time in practice tool. Knight taken down. Beishwan, a quick knock back into the wall, but it's just too late. Is he going to give his life as well? Nice fall breaker, good follow-up damage. One more auto, and it's Lebrov to grab another.
For both him, Elk there, as well as Bin.
And while G2 have gotten some advantage out of having that Nico, the plays in mid lane, we need to see what it looks like as we get closer to level 6, where you can really start to outvalue that Karma. But it doesn't have that same point-and-click reliability against a champion like Ahri. You really need Knight to be there as well, as the flash comes in from Bin. Instant ulti, wall laid down. Two, flip back to the other side of the wall as he takes it down and knocks Skirmishing out.
I like that. Bin making the sound look like an assassin here. Flashes in, gets it. They pick it up. Knight grabbing the kill. Caps comes over to mess with the grubs.
Play bottom lane. Hansama ulting. Lebrov likely to fall. Kill finish. Feet of Warfare as Elk grabs that one. That lethality Varus really starting to hurt. Meanwhile, on the top side of the map, you saw Beishwan, I think, over-eager starting the grubs after that play had already gone in their favor. Knight and Bin really couldn't support. So G2 will at least get these two back, even without a jungler in the area, as Beishwan's just a bit over-eager.
So once again, jungle support moving up to try and get that mid lane vision.
Ulti there, lockdown onto Elk, and this is the problem with the Varus, as good as he looked for the game up until now.
Because those cooldowns are going to be quite meaningful. Yeah.
Yeah, and Caps doesn't have Malignance completed, as we see the lockup is there. Looks like easy pickings onto Skumond, on in position, a lot of healing though. And Skumond's able to make it away. Sunder Sky is the difference as the charm connects, and LeBron is ready. A three-man. Hansama is here. It's only one item on the Sivir, but he might have enough to get it done. Fortunately, he doesn't. It's G2 over eager. LeBron has to try and sidestep, but Beishwan's just ready to throw a rock on his head. And in the meantime, it's been breaking towers. Set up on those objectives.
Yeah, and well, let's see here. They're going to be a little bit late coming over. Doesn't look like it'll be meaningful. But I have to point out, once again, you already did earlier with the bin graphic, tick down to the Scorpion passive.
It was 3 Sundered Sky procs, and we come back and Hansama is dead. Elk and On, despite us leaving the lane phase, are still finding those same advantages.
As well on the Vi, his ultimate is back up and available with addition of Caps, and they're going to go for the dive.
Waiting for the angle, LeBron. Pre-uses the ult, he knows exactly what Knight has to try and do to escape, so in the end it's just a clean dive, a nice side lane pick. Broken Blade leaving top lane. Will move back as the wave starts to come in, but with Triforce, maybe Ben is afraid. One more Demolish proc, and this tower goes down. Yeah. Broken Blade feeling better about the fight. You highlighted it earlier, Jack's a little bit more attack speed, more damage in these sustained exchanges. HP is not a feels good.
Yeah, and he
G2
just takes out these towers. It's definitely been a rough tournament so far for Broken Blade. This Jax being a bit behind here, but does have his training force at least.
Skumon finding Knight, 1-2, waiting as long as he can for the ulti. Of course, doesn't have the cooldown this time around, but Caps does have an ulti of his, fishing for the charm. Knight, a casual sidestep, the heal, forced to come out, and it's not enough, Caps! Oh, the ultimate truth is, Knight's footwork just better, and Caps and the heal calculation, well, they did not do the math correctly.
Yep.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, another person dies. The game does not stop.
And it's Hansama.
Hansama taken down, and again, the scaling angle for G2 is getting further and further away. Broken Blade cannot stay in lane against Bin, cannot stop him from taking towers. Hansama cannot sit comfortably in the mid wave.
He's on Broken Blade.
On, the Mantra Q comes out. Uses the tether now, knowing that Broken Blade will have no way out. Immediate response is the flick back. Counter-strike blocks some of the damage, but not nearly enough. Broken Blade taken down. Skumond just in time.
Have better setup. Wait until you have a possibility here, because there are multiple 2-item power spikes, both BLG solo laners.
As On flashes. Okay. Beishwan's running now too. Broken Blade, they're gonna stun him. What the heck is this sequence of play? Beishwan is gonna die! Okay, then they find a kill back! I'm sorry! What?
Are you not entertained?
Thank you.
Knight creates the wall, On flashes over, Beishwan is in there,
and this
is also in there.
We have witnessed the biggest strengths and biggest weaknesses of BLG in a single game. When they are on the same page, they are unstoppable. Right now, they seem to be on the same page. Broken Blade, not happy about this sequence, as the slow is there, as is the decimating smash. So in the end, if we take all that played together, it's a 2-for-1.
Yeah. Plus a tower on the top side. Okay, a little bit something back. This one, of course, a secondary tower worth so much more than the first one, so BLG will get the better of it.
And you can see that Hansama just doesn't, again, needs to finish the Navori Flicker Blades because he wants that auto wave clear. Even then, though, a third item probably necessary before he can do much to this front line.
Yeah. They will continue on that. It's pretty far out in the future, so we'll take Otacon first.
Skumon on the way in. Or rather, Skumon clone on the way in.
Caps has no teleport, so it's just a full trade here.
Yep.
The team-wide 800 gold of that top tower for the Otacon G2 trade.
Alone, that can 1v1 Bin right now. Maybe Broken Blade with, 10 minutes, but lockdown there. Beishwan locked up.
Good pick.
Good damage. Caps wants to keep it going now on to Knight. Sidestep on the Unraveled Earth. The seismic shove won't catch him, but Bin now on the way down. Good news is they have the clone to give them that little bit of extra free vision. Bin fishing for a bit more, but BLG have just bullied them out. It's still 2 minutes to the objective, however, so G2 don't mind. Knight
Definitely is going to be painful because the sustain wait.
Secret LeBron, flashback from Elk. The ulti does connect on him in the meantime. Bin now ready to follow. Decimating smash a little bit out of range, but the seismic shove makes everything okay. BLG, Beishwan now here. Knight continuing to chase. The follow-up damage as the arrows find their target. G2 once again forced back. 17 seconds till the soul, and they've already lost their support in jungle.
Great counter from BLG. Elk says, "You're not going to catch me sleeping." Flashes away, and BLG will take that as the key to the base of G2. They open up the front door, but now they turn back around for the Dragon Soul.
In their favor. Now the value of that soul with so many poke champions, with so many beefy frontliners. Re-engage there, not caught off guard. If LeBron was able to sidestep that ult, maybe they can walk away. Just happy to get a flash, but not only is he flashing away, he's finding an engage in the meantime too.
Dracos, it's a clap back for the first game.
Spotted him.
The game is up.
Oh, he's been detected. He's too young to have played Splinter Cell, Kobe. He wasn't ready. The Metal Gear Solid blip appeared above his head, and now he's just got to get the hell out.
We must go deeper. In order to escape, we must go deeper.
The only way out is through, Kobe.
Yeah.
Another TP used. Skewmon running, tries to sidestep, knocked back into the wall. The rest of G2 posturing around Baron. He lives a little bit longer. Decent damage onto Knight, but not enough to make the difference. Knight now on a rampage, the long flank denied.
In the position like that, you're like, your risk tolerance goes way up.
Well, and the important thing to note is
we got to make something.
G2 do have a scaling angle. They just don't have the time to do it. So that's why you see the flank. Maybe it's for a Baron steal, maybe it's for the hope of a team fight. But after the early game went the way it did, with G2 solo lanes unable to find farm, Hansam only now getting a half an item completed despite how much time they've spent on the map, you can tell why they would feel pressured to make a play like that. It's not a best of 3. It's not like last year. You're not done here. You have more time to rally. Fearless new champions have to be brought to bear.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, even though the core, the Ahri and the Vi have gotten a bit of work done as the ulti comes out. Skewmon getting the fight started, the TP there, but there's no one to follow up. Decimating smash, Brokenblade able to fashion time. Looking for a 2-man knockup. Flick back on LeBron, trying to turn. He managed to get the back line. Actually, Skewmon goes in and it's Hansam on the side. The Simmer is contested. They managed to take him down as 1-for-1. Elk throws the arrow back. Brokenblade going back in for another stun, but the team is not there beside him. G2 being zoned away from their own base. Hansama with the spell shield, managing to block a bit of damage. It's On who's going to be taken down, but no, the Mantra W buys him an extra second. Flash out from Hansama. G2 on the retreat, but it's a 3v3. They managed to find a good fight, but it just gets them to even. Skewmon flicked back, waiting to channel out. We'll be okay for now. Still a steady retreat. Knight likely to find the kill here. Skewmon goes back in. The extra shielding not enough, and Kobe, your prediction seems to be correct. Bin will not die, but he will continue to advance, trying not to give G2 any angles to cover or protect their mid-wave.
Taking tower shots for fun down here. Undeniable, unstoppable. Does get charmed up.
A little bit more true damage. TP now coming in. Varus returning to the fray, but Bin recalling. Has a TP of his own. They want to go for the throat. They want to end it here. Ulti goes wide. Charm still connecting. Eyes on Knight. The flick back could be big. Isn't going to hit. Caps 2 charges left. Bin standing in the midst of the towers, threatening to end the base. Counter-strike ready to go. Brokenblade going to leap back. Caps going to go in. Health bars are getting lower, but G2 need to pull the trigger because it's Hansama who's been caught out. Elk manages to grab the kill. 2 low health towers. BLG on the cusp of match point. But G2 holding on as best they can. Weaver's Wall there. Zoning. Lebrov away. Skewmon going in onto the backline trying to find Elk. The knockup is there from Bin though. Beishwan and Bin, the beefy frontliners to find the mid laner, and Elk is still alive. BLG pushing G2 back, holding the line in G2's base, and bringing it to match point. Yeah, they reverted it once people figured out that static was a good item and was pretty optimal.
They tapped it back down a bit, but okay, this is going to be all about this Olaf then. Twisted Fate ganking for the Olaf. Trundle here does have really good 1v1 potential. And
Brokenblade walking forward. All of BLG moving down. Locked in the cage briefly, not unstoppable yet. Hansama still here, gold card in, but Brokenblade already down. BLG. They see the angle. The damage. the cleanse from Elk just allows him to walk that little bit extra away as Broken Blade and LeBron very intelligently are walking into the wave. Poppy Alt goes out. It's going to knock back to support. Now it's Broken Blade ghosting away. Knight on the way down. They know that he cannot go unstoppable. Bin flashing in. Broken Blade trying desperately to get back to the tower. The Senna shield. It's too little, too late as BLG find their man.
Again, wait a second, bot side!
Yes! Flashes out! Finishes the job! Makes good on the mistakes from game 2! But it's not enough to finish Beishwan. And I think more than that, just good to have the confidence. You go for an aggressive play like that tower dive last game, completely whiffed. This game, it's clean. You flash over the wall. You make it look good. The team is there to back you up. And again, that's the kind of confidence.
Well,
Okay, Roman.
I don't know if that was in reaction to the topside one where Broken Blade got chased down. Remember when Gold Card was AoE stun 5 billion years ago?
Remember when the teleport was a basic ability? Yeah. Anyway, right now we're playing League in 2025 and
Bottom side, rush down tower. Honestly, it is good. Honestly, it is good here for G2. They can get this one, and even though they're behind on the kills,
but the thing is, they have 3 grubs and multiple people on the bottom side, right? So the disadvantage is you're also conceding a bit more tonight than maybe you would like.
Yeah, cleanses with the spellbooks over too. Wait a second.
Caps caught out. Elk looking to follow up. All the stacks together. Beishwan, nice angle flash over the wall, but it's Gold Card. Quick cleanse to come through. And that's the feat of warfare for the side of BLG. Tough for Hansama to step up solo. Broken Blade going to go all in again the second that axe connects. Bin level 11, but he's not too concerned. Caps on the way down. Gold Card over. Beishwan finally coming in. Senna ulti over the top. Bin trying to hold on. Knockback from Beishwan is big. And Broken Blade goes down. The play again turns against them. Bin is still standing. Dominus doing so much as BLG find 2.
Olaf, even with the Twisted Fate and the Senna ultimate used.
It's not enough to sustain. The charm lands on Lebrov, and down he goes. Level 11 for Knight, just in time for rank 2 in that ulti, and a quick kill onto Lebrov. Skewmon trying to hold the line, but it is all falling apart for G2. The TF was helping them hold on to that gold lead, but now it's BLG 2K in the lead. Very confident now to start this objective. You highlighted it so well, but Broken Blade with the ghost on Olaf. He can chase anyone down as long as they don't go over that wall.
Use the wall.
The ulti expires.
Times they get. But okay, G2 pushing in on the tower at least. They do get this tower, but look at the mini-map. That Veigar is getting solo tower gold with the Rift Trail. Got solo secondary tower gold. Is not going to get another charge off, but is going to be richer.
TPing on the way. G2 kind of want to finish this tower. One more auto might do with the grubs. Caps arriving. Good CC, but Knight is untouched. The cage goes down, locking up multiple members of G2. Broken Blade unstoppable, but can't get in range. So G2 grabbing the tower, getting the TP.
They got the kill.
Finishing the kill onto On as well. The eliminated winner will be our second to qualify, but BLG on that road to locking in the first seed out of play-ins. As now Caps knocked into the sky. BLG immediately descending. The Kaisa so easy to follow up. But with Beishwan out, there should be a Drake for G2, and this gives them a new lease on life. This buys them so much more time to get their items.
Yeah.
BLG still posturing. They love looking for these exit kills around objectives. But as long as G2 don't fumble, there's not a lot to look for here, and Caps able to find the stun on Elk means an easy cleanse. 100%. Yeah, we can't beat around the bush. Beishwan was not expecting to be collapsed on so quickly, so credit to G2. The downside is they earned that tempo, they killed Beishwan, they spent it all getting that dragon, and it does mean that BLG are first on the setup for Broken Blade finding and staying on a priority target. Feels nearly impossible, even if he was at a normal, even gold metric.
Okay, at this time it's BLG with the 4-1 split push, having been on top side. Caps is kind of hovering there with Twisted Fate ultimate ready, so this jungle fight.
They weren't ready, they didn't know the ward was there. The instant follow-up coming over the wall from Elk. Skewmon trying to retreat as best he can. Beishwan on a killing spree, and down goes Hansama.
Great angle from On there.
The Prof doesn't make it over the wall!
Yeah, he was toast no matter he was toast no matter what. On sees this Senna, and you're like, you have no flash, buddy. You are in the wrong jungle. Takes him down. They're going for Bin though. Try and get a counter kill for G2.
Skewmon blast cone going back. Bin exhausted. The pillar trying to prevent the escape, but Knight is here. The cage goes down. Broken Blade using the ulti, wants to go face first into Knight, but Knight does a hell of a lot of damage. The Olaf! He's not powerful enough to survive.
Too far behind. Little rage push.
Got to get something. Just a bit of gold as Knight finds Skewmon, BLG uncontested. They will get the Baron. See how much they can make of this Red Bull Baron power play. It feels like the writing is on the wall. G2, it's a long road to win this series. Even to win this game or this next fight. Rapid fire cannon there for Caps. Can maybe fish for those picks, but Beishuan grabs third Drake completely uncontested. BLG pushing mid, pushing bot. Lockdown there. Cage laid out. Finn going for the stun. Ulti's onto Broken Blade. Broken Blade ultiing back. A little bit more shielding as Knight flashes away from the Olaf. Just refuses to give them even an inch. Skewmon will fall as well. BLG, the push back into the wall. Caps ready with the cleanse. Quick on the trigger. Gold card ready to go. Lock up there, but there's no one else from G2 available. 3 out of 5 dead. BLG pushing. Could just look for the end here.
Oh, they're doing that all right. I mean, Bin is already knocking down mid. They're going to tower dive past this inhibitor tower, into the Nexus towers.
On to Beishuan. Oh, the damage from Vigar hitting hard. Beishuan, the rest of the team pushing in. Seems like they don't want to risk. They are going to back away, but BLG with a 12,000 gold lead, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, don't worry about the enemy scaling, but we are. Okay, teleports come here. Bin in the bottom river. He's going to go for it.
On the side. Bin looking for the flank. Baby Cage laid down a little bit earlier on, finding a nice engage. G2 trying to hold the line. Caps moving into the back line to try and take out Knight, but it might be too late. Broken Blade living for a little bit longer than expected, but Elk is just too damn strong. Hansama down. Broken Blade down. Knight, godlike, and G2 about to be sent to the lower bracket.
They certainly are. They're going to chase down Caps first as well. Beishuan's on the way to set up Knight for another one.
Godlike wasn't enough. For a player like Knight, he had to go legendary. Bin continues the push. Skewmon does what he can. It's a last desperate hold to clear the way, but it will not be enough. Bin unafraid of towers, certainly unafraid of Trundle. Willing to give up a GA just to go for another kill as BLG, from start to finish, the better team on the day. They have been dominant every stage of play-ins. And as the inhibitor respawns, G2 are praying that that is the miracle.
It's a cruel joke. It goes on longer.
Hansama not enough. BLG move on to the main stage.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.